This is so stressful right now. Why is my live? Okay, wait. Here, let's see. Is it gonna come up? Is it coming up? Okay, okay. I think it's coming up. Okay, 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 okay. We got it. Okay, okay. Let's see. Let's see what happens when I walk. When I strut on that runway. Okay, it's actually not that bad. Okay, okay. I can live with this quality. I can live with this. Okay, so I actually get to freaking live stream now. It might be glitching here and there, but I honestly don't care because at this point right now, to me, it doesn't fucking matter. So I will be checking questions, but I kind of wanted to spend today talking about um, guitar progress and how it works. No, not even that. It's literally I don't even know. Nobody's even gonna find this. It's not even notifying anybody. Uh, fuck. Fuck. Is it even notifying people? That's the real question. It's not. This is bullshit. I don't even care. Just whatever at this point. I honestly don't care. But okay, so we'll talk about September. September was a rough month for me, but I got a lot accomplished. I got a new guitar diary journal thingy, of which I write all of my secret adventures in. And I started writing it on my birthday, because that's when I got it. And in that month, I put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I put in 15 entries, so pretty much an entry every other day, which I'm actually very proud of because and I've been practicing every single day since my birthday. Every single day I've made time to practice, and I put in a lot of time and effort into doing that. And so because of that, I have been able to get a lot better. So I'm going to read some of my whatever it's called. I'm going to read some of my entries from the book because it's kind of interesting how much I've grown in this time. I don't know if I'll read all of it, but I will read some of them. So we'll start with the entry from my birthday, which I ended up writing on the 8th because my birthday was it was a walking, talking mess. It says, today is my 18th birthday, and my guitar strings came in for midnight, my Ibanez RG270. I wasn't originally wanting to put a string on a guitar with a Floyd Rose for the first time on my birthday, but I did it anyways. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. It was pretty easy, except for tuning. I spent over 15 minutes tuning and getting the tuning to balance since the Floyd Rose is just a floating tremolo. Then in the evening, blah blah blah, I got 6 new guitar picks with different thicknesses and shapes. I also got an American Guitars metal sign. My goal for this upcoming week is to get back on track with practicing, learn Nurse's Office by Melanie Martinez, and record a cover for it. I never did that. I got my guitar practice back on track, but I never learned. I learned part of Nurse's Office, but I never recorded a cover for it. I really should have did that. Next entry, September 9th, 2019. Today I got to play guitar for about 25 minutes before bed. It would have been longer, but I had to tighten my input jack on midnight since it was so loose, which caused the sound not to be able to travel to the amp. I also decided to tune all my guitars since I haven't in a while. On my nylon guitar Luigi, I tuned the low E with my clip-on tuner, then tuned the rest using natural harmonics. I did pretty well, and then got them all either perfect or close to it. I checked it with the clip-on tuner, of course, to fix any of my errors. I also started learning Nurse's Office. The chords are all ones I've worked with before, but I'm struggling with the strumming. Tomorrow I can plan on slowing it down, seeing if I can find the instrumental or use a metronome. I actually remember doing that. I actually did do that. So let's see if anything's going on here. Of course, nothing's going on here. It's fine. Honestly, I don't even care. People will find it later. It'll be fine. September 10th, 2019. Today I was sick. And my voice had been going all out during the day. I had that stupid cold thing where you lose your voice. But I used this to my advantage. I viewed this as an opportunity to learn more of the rhythm for nurse's office. As of right now, I'm unsure if I want to hit the root note once and hit the others twice, or just strum the whole thing. Once my voice is in singing shape, I'll make that decision based on how it sounds and feels. As for right now, I would like to do the root others for the verses, then strum the chords for the chorus. I actually do remember making that decision. But then I never went through with it, so that was stupid. So then on September 12th, I talk about taking my guitar to the school for the first day, which I'm not going to talk about a lot because I mentioned names, and I'm not going to mention names because I do not want to piss anybody off. I do not want anybody that doesn't want their name on my YouTube channel to get mad at me for that. So we're just going to skip September 12th. We will skip to September 13th. Today I invested some time into learning some different guitar tunings. I just learned what they are. I didn't try them yet. Before today, the only tunings I knew was standard and standard E flat. I looked up and wrote down the tunings for open E, open F, open G, open A minor, open D, and open D minor, which I actually have written on a thing right there. So I know them all. I don't know them all, but I can just cheat using that as a reference. And it says, the only one I fully remember at the moment, though, is open E. The nice thing about open tunings is that it can help me learn the notes that make up a chord. I think that I will invest some more time into music theory related topics for at least half of my daily practice sessions. I will then spend the other half actually playing. My goal for the next week is to learn the notes that make up 10 chords, 5 major and 5 minor, 2 new scales, and improve my timing. I actually did those things. I learned the notes for some chords. I don't know if I did the 5 major, 5 minor, but I did learn the notes that make up chords, and actually I learned more than 10 chords because I went in and I wrote about different chord formulas, like the major, like what number things, like the formula for it. I wrote down the minor, diminished, and augmented, and I learned that for like 4 or 5 different chords. So in technicality, I learned like 16 different things, different chords, just not major, minor. But it was a work, and I did work on my timing a lot. It got so much better this month. It makes me actually really happy when I think about it, because when I first got in with this whole thing, my timing was complete shit. It was all over the place. I could not pick 16th notes to save my life unless if it was like a really slow 60 BPM. Could not get any faster. So I'm glad that I've figured that out. September 14th, 2019. Today I learned 4 of the chord formulas for different chords and triads: major, minor, augmented, and diminished, which I've already spoken of. Then I tried to figure out what makes the note of each chord. Once I found the major, the rest of it were easy. I think I will invest some of my time this week into learning the notes of each key. I could also do this while learning new skills. I did do this too. I actually forgot about doing this. Then I adjusted my string action on midnight because I was hearing some fret buzz on the 3rd fret. I actually forgot about doing that until now, but now that I think about that, I do remember doing that. Which, it's kind of funny because had this happened to me over a year ago, I wouldn't have known how to adjust string action. I would not have known how to change a string on a Floyd Rose. I would not have known how to even use a Floyd Rose, let alone deal with the stupid thing, which I love it. It's a pain sometimes. September 15th, 2019. Today I actually tried open E tuning for the first time ever. Even though I've never been a fan of E major chord, I don't think this tuning is too bad. It forces me to think in a way that I normally wouldn't. The only thing that I don't like is that I can't tune with natural harmonics like I would when I'm in standard. Or you can also do it with E flat as well, E flat standard. But I think I will spend some time learning this new fretboard, which I never did. I did the open E tuning video and then I never touched it after that. That guitar is still an open E tuning, and I've never touched it. So this is something I will write down to work on again, because I did not succeed with that. So I will actually write that down somewhere. Somewhere. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. But we're working on it. Hey there, I was wondering, just what kind of Floyd Rose do you have on your Ibanez? Can you show your bridge up close? Oh, okay. So what I want to say is this. The Floyd Rose that is on this guitar is a single locking. They only put those on the older, like, guitars when the Floyd Rose kind of first came out. It was, like, for the more entry-level Floyds and stuff. They're really not the best quality. I'm planning on getting it upgraded into a standard Floyd Rose trem because it wasn't, I actually replied to your comment on my one video. So, whichever one that was, you can see that there. But yeah. Okay, wait, let me see. Everything takes time, Krisha. I've been playing for 45 years and I'm always learning something new. It's great you are keeping a record of your progress. Thank you, Rockin' Dave Byron. I love that. But, yeah, I try to write in this guitar diary, and I'm going to finish reading it, but since you asked about seeing the Floyd Rose up close, I will pull it out for you just because you asked. I don't know if my camera's going to want to focus on it or what, but I can always check. But, I gotta look at this. But, if it'll actually focus, that is what it looks like from the front, and this is what it looks like from that. Like, unlike the regular Floyd Roses, I can literally just stick the strings in through there and pull them through, and I don't gotta worry about it, which is so nice, let me tell you. But I am planning on getting it upgraded to a actual double locking Floyd Rose because the tuning stability isn't the greatest on it. So that is something that I am working on. So I will get back to reading my book while this reloads up. So I talk about the open E tuning, which I need to work on some more. And for September 17th, which is Constitution Day, let's see. I said, today I did a string change on Flames, and something cool happened. For the first time ever, I was able to tune a string during a change with no guide and got the right note. It wasn't perfect, but before I would be trying to tune the E string and I'd either get a D sharp or an F, but this time I actually got an E. I did this with most of the strings, then used my clip-on tuner to correct any of my mistakes. Also, lately I've been working on learning the notes that make up chords. I've mastered C and E, major, minor, diminished, and augmented. Today I also started studying the key of E major. I wrote down the scale as well as the chords that make up the notes. I also drew the fretboard and what it looks like in open E tuning. I actually remember doing that. See, I accomplished a lot this month, and that's the magic. That's the magic behind this whole guitar practice thing, is that you really can see what you're doing when you write it down. Before I started doing this, it would be so easy for me to get discouraged and be like, I'm never learning how to do anything. I suck, And I'm starting to learn more, and it's amazing stuff. September 18th, 2019. Okay, that's more about school. Okay, but I got some stuff in here that would be interesting. This evening, I ran through some rhythmic drills with a metronome. I did eighth note triplets. I ended at 75 beats per minute, which isn't bad considering I haven't used a metronome or used alternate picking in my playing in a while. Okay, so just a quick little memo. I used to hate eighth note triplets. I used to want to die every time I've seen them, and I spent time specifically drilling eighth note triplets about a year ago just so that I could learn the rhythmic subdivision, and now it's one of my favorites to use. It has just such a nice feel to it. I actually like that bridge because of the fast string change during a live gig. Thanks for showing that. Hey, you're welcome. I'm glad you like it. It's a really nice thing to have a nice easy string change, but the only problem with it is that when I do full-blown dive bombs and I bring it back up, it does not want to stay in tune. It takes 5 or 10 seconds to get back into correct tuning. So I'm planning on getting that upgraded, which I mean, I'm not sure if it's because of that style of bridge or just because it's 20 years old, because this guitar was manufactured in 98. And I don't know who had the guitar before me and what they did to it. So I can't really say much about that specifically. But if you want to know anything about it, you let me know and I will figure it out. But so we'll move on to the next thing. The next thing out of my guitar thing. We have like 6 more entries to get through, but and then I'll start actually playing. September 19th, 2019. Today I ran through some more drills with the metronome. I practiced in all about 45 minutes today and used the metronome for 25 of it. Closer to the end of my evening session, I did an exercise to test my coordination between my picking and fretting hand. I would play 4/16 notes on one string / fret, then move to another string or fret and see if I could keep up. I actually did a lot better with it than I was expecting. I actually remember doing that. I was pretty much improvising what I was doing. Like I was connecting the scales I was learning and like the positions and all that stuff because I learned all this stuff. And it was so cool because I was able to connect all these things I was learning and put it all together, and kind of it really helped solidify everything that I was doing, which was really nice. Okay, September 21st, 2019. Today I went to blank blank. I'm not going to talk about where I went because that gives away like where I live, and that's no one's business. I stopped at the Music Mart to get some new picks. I got 6 different ones to add to my arsenal. Then I walked across the street to blank blank, which I'd never been to before. I talked to a guy who's a guitar tech that owns the store. We had an amazing chat about guitars, and he gave me his number so I could contact him if I needed anything. He showed me some of the neatest guitars that I've ever seen. I can't wait to go back and jam with him for a while. That was a fun day. That was such a fun day. I can't wait to go back to that store. September 24th, 2019. Today I learned 5 different places / positions for major scales. The best thing is that as long as I can find the root note and remember the pattern, I can play the scale related to it. I also worked on my rhythm some while using a metronome. My goal for this next week is to also learn the patterns for the minor scales as well. I never did that. I never learned the patterns for the minor scales. I need to write that down. I need to do that for October as well. September 25th, 2019. Today was my first day, blah, blah, blah. It was pretty fun, but also... Oh, yeah, so I was asked by my one teacher to do jazz band, which I'm not interested. It's not, that's a lie. I'm not interested. It's not that. I don't know anything about jazz, so this is new to me. So it's all about the first day. Today was my first day of jazz band. It was pretty fun, but also scary. I don't know anything about jazz, but I want to learn. I got a peek into jazz notation and what it feels like. I'm the only guitarist, but I take that with pride. I will try my best to be as good as I can be. Today I also learned White Wedding by Billy Idol. The riff is so easy, and I have no idea why I didn't do it sooner. That is like the most real thing I have ever written. So when I first got an electric guitar, all I wanted to play was these Neil Sean shred licks and these things that were just so out of range that I definitely could not do. Like all these things with all these crazy techniques that I did not know yet. And now I come back to this easy stuff that sounds so awesome, and it's a lot easier than it sounds. And I'm like, why the fuck did I skip this shit? And I'm just like so blown out. Why would I do that? It's weird. So, the next entry, September 29th, 2019. Today I watched the movie Crossroads for the first time. I thought the movie was pretty good. My favorite part was the ending guitar duel. Then I learned the intro to For Those About to Rock. That's an AC/DC song, in case you don't know. I also started learning how to tap. It's easy and hard at the same time. The hardest part is hitting the right string / fret. The easiest part is the pull-off, once the tap is finished. My middle finger hurts a lot, which is to be expected since I have no calluses on my finger. So, for those of you that don't play guitar, when you play guitar, you get calluses on your fingers. I mean, that's like, to us guitarists, that's just like our pride. But like when you don't like for like I'm with my playing, I've always used a pick for the last like year and a half. So I haven't done finger picking. I haven't done tapping. I've never done that stuff before. So now that I'm doing it, it's pretty rough because there's no calluses on hand. Like I've never did anything that would like regard me needing it because I've just worked so hard on alternate picking and just riffs that are just whatever. And so because of that, you know what I just thought of? Technically speaking, the beginning of White Wedding by Billy Idol is a very slow, sweet pick. Because it's literally you just go down the strings and then you go up. And then, oh my god. And yet I never thought of that. September 30th, 2019, today's date. This is about my morning session. So for those of you that don't know me, I wake up at 4:30 every morning, Monday through Friday, so that I can play guitar for around 45 minutes before I go to school. And the reasoning behind this is if I don't get my morning session in, then I don't play that day. And ever since I did that, my playing has been consistent. I have played every single day since September 7th. Every single day I had it in me to be like, you know what, I'm going to pick the guitar up today. I'm going to make some music on it. If it sounds good, it does. If it doesn't, oh well. And I have done that. And I am so glad because I've seen such an improvement in myself just by reading this stuff. Like reading the thing about the Floyd Rose stuff, and I know this stuff now. Like I didn't know that 20 days ago. So it's pretty impressive to me that I learned all this in a month. I mean, just think of what I'll be like in a year. We did all this in a month. And I like just yes, I'm doing these videos more often. September 30th, 2019. This morning I spent some time reviewing all that I've learned in the last week. I started with the Punisher exercise, which I've known for a while. Okay, so the Punisher exercise, I've seen it done by Ben Eller. It's kind of like a chromatic exercise, but it's a little different. I might actually just like demonstrate it in a little while if I actually remember to. But if not, I'll do it in an upcoming video so you guys will understand it. Then I took some time to review White Wedding. I can play the song pretty well. I just need to work on not staring at my hands. After that, I went back to For Those About to Rock to work on the accenting that Angus and Malcolm does with their fingers. I don't know which one plays that. So some of my goals for this week deal with efficiency. Efficiency is going to be my goal for October. Not really the next week, but for the next month. Because I think playing efficiently really just helps cut a lot of issues out. Because when I was learning how to play White Wedding, and I wrote about this in here, like when I watched a YouTube video tutorial for White Wedding, and the guy was saying about finger each note individually and all that stuff. But then when I was playing it, I was like, wait a minute, these are the same exact notes as in a B minor chord. So when I play it now, I literally just hold down a B minor chord and just let my right hand do the magic. I don't sit there and I don't make it any harder on myself. Like why would you do that? Especially like